Friday. Aw, happy Friday indeed. Hello, mi amors. I'm not on full camera today, so it's all good. I've got 6 people on the list so far. I will take a few more people if anyone wants to do a solstice reading. All the info's in the description. So we'll just give it a couple of minutes and let the notifications kind of go out and through. Sorry I'm late, you guys. Yeah, I had to push it. Like, it's just sometimes my schedule gets in the way. Like, client sessions go longer than anticipated, etc. So that's why I'm late. All right. And then I have my gardener coming in like a half hour. So when they come, it might be a little noisy. Probably not. They're pretty quick. They come right in and get everything done and then they're gone. But I might just have to like step out for a second to pay the gardener because I pay the gardener cash. Welcome in, everybody. Okay, we've got like 8 people in here now. I got to get the algorithms back up on my channel. You guys know me, though. I'm like not even sweating it. If you aren't, well, there's like a couple things. If you don't post every single day consistently, that works against you with the algorithms. And then also, depending on what you talk about and trigger words, and I'm like notorious for using trigger words and topics. So anyways, we used to have like I was also doing live streams like regularly. Like, I was doing live streams like once a week. But we would have like, 200 people in the live chat, you know. So it's all good. It's all good. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? Feel free to share in the comments before we get going. Hello, welcome, Merciful 333. Welcome in. Merit says off work today. I'm feeling grand. Yes. Yes, girl. Yes. Good for you. Any what are you doing are you doing anything special for Father's Day? We are celebrating my father on Sunday, on Father's Day. And my brother, because my brother is a father too. Hello, Bananas 1023. Welcome. Thank you. I'm going to Seasons 52 with my parents. He loves it. On Sunday tonight, we are cooking steaks too. Wonderful. I love it. I love it. Steak is usually a staple for our family on Father's Day too. At some point, we have steak. It's like the dads are all steak, or our whole family is steak lovers. Hello, Shani. Yeah, steak is a must. Hello, love bees or sakat. Welcome. Yep, barbecue season. Yep. Yeah, my body's been weird recently. Like I've been just wanting like a bunch of like vegetables and fruit and stuff. Um, but I do eat meat, so I'm like, whenever my body is craving the steak or whatever it is, I definitely honor that. I am retaining so much water this week, you guys. It's like, I think, some more fun ascension symptoms. Like, it's crazy how much water I'm retaining. Like, my rings are like tight. Like, I mean, it goes like, it like fluctuates, but I don't know, the energy. There's like, I feels like a pulling, like a buildup or something the last like 48 hours. This always happens to me. It's insane. Oh, so like water retention and like the the puffiness, that's like something that you experience regularly, like the worst. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. Like my legs are tight, like my hands and my fingers are like little sausages, like so swollen. So the puffiness, the water retention, from what because me, like I'll tune in with stuff and be like, why is this happening? What is the tea? So for the water retention, I mean, it could be like a multitude of things, right? But from what I've picked up for like my own stuff, but I also see it collectively because water, like it's like water is um emotion. So like when we are extra puffy or retaining water, for me, what that means is there's a lot of dense emotions being pulled up and out, like to the surface and out. And so as it's being pulled up, it like makes us swell like blimps, you know? And then once it releases, it goes back down. So like on days that I'm extra puffy, like today actually, which right now I'm drinking coffee. I'm finishing like my last cup of coffee, and um I also have some Diet Pepsi right here, so that's like the worst for if you're like, and I know that it's not good if you're retaining water to drink soda or coffee and stuff, but what helps me is ginger water. So like I just make ice water, but like I'll take like the water, a knob of ginger, fresh ginger, and I blend it together and then I pour that over ice. Cause really once the ginger is all blended up, it's you know, it's like non-existent. And so ginger water really helps. Lemon water really helps. And then stretching like crazy, or crying, because crying is literal release of fluid, like release of water from the body. But yeah, but that's what I've seen. So like the water retention, like the real, I mean, I have really petite little skinny fingers and hands, you know? So like I'm puffy right now, like big time. But like I'll be puffy like in my face. Mostly it's in my hands and my arms and my feet and my legs. Yeah. Yeah, it does make sense, right, Merritt? Yeah. Super fatigued this week for me, actually. Thought I was getting sick Tuesday, but no, just a sleeping beauty spell. um, yeah, the fatigue is crazy, like beyond. Like barely being able to keep my eyes open, you know? Hi, Sarah. Hi, love. Yes, yes, I saw you. Alrighty. So, anyway, so I'm just kind of like, we're just hanging out for a minute. We're just hanging out for a minute. Yeah, the ginger water really, really does make a difference. Or, you know, or most of the time I'll do like I do ginger water, but like I'll squeeze lemon into it. So it's like it's actually like lemon ginger water. But just ginger is fine too, you know. But yeah, like, so I'll try to drink that throughout the day. And the ginger works so good for like, I don't know. I just, cause you know, then it'll make you like pee a lot. And that's, you know, I already have a peanut sized bladder, you know what I mean? So, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, yeah, ginger tea. Absolutely. Okay, guys, so this is who I have on the list so far. So let me read the list. One is Susan, two is Merritt, three is Carly, four is Baldish, five is Sarah, six is Alex. So that's who I have on the list today. If anyone else wants to get on the list for a solstice reading, um, all the info is in the description box. All the info is in the description box. Just go ahead, like you go in, you send your payment, and then come back in and just comment, you know, paid, you know, Venmo or whatever your name, and we will get you on the list. I finally got something for lymph drainage, doing a lot of cleansing emotionally and releasing what my body was holding on to feels intense until it feels peaceful and present. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. You feel the pressure building, and then once you have your release of that pressure, it's like, you know. The thing is that right now it's like a constant fluctuation. So it's like we just haven't had a break. We just haven't had a break. You know, the moments of release, it's like they don't, for me, they don't last long enough, because you know, as soon as I have that moment of release, boom, here comes the freaking another wave of, you know, things being pulled up to the surface. Yesterday and today, specifically, I don't know if it's the astrology, I have no clue. But yesterday and today, there's like collectively kind of flowing through, I think just being pulled up and flowing through So maybe some of you guys have been feeling this too, but like just straight like anger and irritability. Like just I don't know. It's old energy, but it's like stuff happening that like easily triggers these old things. That's what I mean by like the old emotions and stuff. It's like very dense emotions. So anger, fear, worry, just ick, ew. I feel like a lot of us are feeling that around things right now, like just ugh, ew, gross, ugh. Like the ick factor is magnified right now. Um, but yeah, anger and like waves of like that like kind of ragey anger, irritable, feeling very irritable, frustrated, but like more irritability, not so much frustration, but irritability. Hi, Alicia, sweetheart. Yeah, absolutely, love. Let me add you. So you'll be number 7. Alicia. Yes, I sort of felt like I just give 0 Fs about anything anymore. Yeah, for real. For real. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like just kind of full surrender, right? Like just whatever is going to happen is going to happen. You know? I just don't even think we have the energy to even care. I know I don't. I just, I don't even have it in me to even care. It's like that. Like, I just don't care. And it's not like I don't care about like my work or you guys, or that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like all the crap, you know, all the drama, all the asleep people projecting or whatever it is. It's like, I just don't care. I've been in beast mode. Like your inner beast, or just like beast mode, like going crazy. Like I told my higher self I'm too tired. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry. Um, alrighty, so let's get into, sorry, I was just like reading some, make sure I didn't miss any comments. Oh gosh, girl, there's so many ways on how to cleanse your energy. Um, Salt baths, water, breathing, Palo Santo, sage, sound, bells, chimes. Um, kind of, I think just whatever you intuitively feel called to do for yourself is probably going to be the most effective, because your higher self knows what you need and why you need it, you know? Um, but yeah, and then for sure, just making sure we're cleansing our energy regularly. It makes a huge difference. Makes a huge difference. Like we're just walking around like energy. We are energy centers, and then we're walking around like energy magnets all day. And so if we're not like actively like clearing or cleansing our energy, like even like a few times throughout the day, it just keeps stacking on. and then it buries you down, down, down. And that's when you start feeling really crappy, because you're literally being buried under the weight of energy, basically, you know, and it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know why the chat keeps moving like there's new comments, but there's no new comments that have come through. That's weird. So anyways, you guys, okay. So we are already 20 minutes in. Yeah. So we have the summer solstice. Like, I know it's summer solstice in the northern hemisphere, right? So all I am getting is intensifying. That's all I'm getting. The word intensifying. So the summer solstice brings forth an intensifying of a lot. Of a lot. But the good news is that for many of us, like, you know, we've gone through a deep shadow cycle, you know. For most of us, like, this is our umpteenth dark night of the soul, like our 10th dark night of the soul. Like, you know, it is not our first dark night of the soul, although there's a lot of souls that are just awakening or have just awakened over the last couple of years, and they are experiencing their first dark nights of the soul, etc. But like, for most of the people that have been here or are drawn here, you know, we've been through this stuff. Like, it's, you know, at this point in the journey, we're like masters in a lot of ways. Like, we know this journey. We're still learning and we're still, you know, whatever, but like, we've mastered quite a bit at this point. So, excuse me, guys, my stomach's growling. So what was I saying about that though? The solstice. So it's basically like it's almost like this was our big last dark cycle that we had to go through. Okay, like, yeah, I see it for a lot of us, collectively. Like, we're done. We're done for a while. Like, we literally came and we dealt with all of our biggest karma like up front, you know, and that's why our lives have been the way that they've been. You know, because our soul knew that we needed to do that. We needed to do that. So that when we met, so that when Earth's golden age began, we would be ready and we would be solid, you know, for the most part. We would be solid in our journey for when things really hit the fan for the rest of the world. Like, we have to be ready. We had to be ready. So while everyone else is starting to go through all the stuff that we've been going through our whole life, we've already done that. That's what I mean by like the dark cycle, right? So for a lot of us, that's done. It's done. It's hard to believe it's done, but it's done, right? So what that means is the light is now returning, you know, literally during the summer solstice, with the summer solstice, where the light is dominant each day. Like, you know, the sun doesn't even set. We don't have darkness until like 9:30 at night. So it's predominantly sun and light all day long, every day right now. Okay, that's when the light is returning. Yeah, so I don't even consent or recognize any of that stuff, Daxton. Honestly, those are old timelines. It's irrelevant to me. Because the timeline I'm on, that stuff, it's not a reality of mine. And a lot of us are there, you know. And I definitely am not pouring into it and feeding it any energy. Hi, Papa. You're off today too. So Merritt's off today. You're off today. Yay. Welcome in. But yeah, and so that's what I mean by speaking of the light and the solstice. It is like, um, where we really see the golden beauty is what I want to say, returning. Because it's been pretty intense, right? Like, and we've talked about this so many times. But everything is cyclical. So you've come back around to this point of, you know, like when was the last time you had like a really good rebirth, you know, where you were in like a place where just everything was like, ah, because we've all had those moments, even if they didn't last a super long time, but like, we've all had those moments. So for me, honestly, the last time was like, I don't know, 2023, 2022, like when I started my YouTube channel, the first couple of years, it was pretty good until like 2024, Year of the Dragon. And then that's when I started going through my own dark night again, another dark night of the soul. And that dark night of the soul is what's just ending, and it's been ending in portions. So I felt like part of it end back in January. I felt part of it end like in March. I felt part of it end. So it's been like, that's how it is for me. But I think that's how it is for a lot of us. And so as these portions of it have been, closing and cycling out, etc., it's been bringing us further and further and further into the new, right? So yay, Bappa, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Your first sweat lodge in the mountain. You're gonna absolutely love it. Is it with Lakota? Do you know? Or is it just like a spiritual group or community that like built a teepee? Or is it with like an actual like native tribe, or do you know? It doesn't matter. I mean, it's intense. The sweat lodge is no flippin' joke, dude. A sweat lodge is no joke. I'm sure you know, but it's wonderful. But the heat, the intensity, oh my God. Because it gets hotter and hotter and hotter, like as you go through the ceremony inside the lodge, like because the whole point is like, and you're sitting in pure darkness and pure heat for like, well, the sweat lodges that I would go to, they were ran by Lakota people, by Lakota tribes. So it was like an authentic Lakota like sweat lodge ceremony. Um, Meaning it lasted we were in there for like, I don't even know, like 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours, something like that. Like we went in the morning and it was late afternoon when we came out. You have no idea what you signed up for. Nervous and excited. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. That's what I felt, you know, when I did my first sweat lodge too. I remember my first beer. I was kidding. From 3 to 9 tomorrow evening. Oh yeah, see, that's about right. 6 hours. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, the sweat lodges are really neat. They're really cool. You know, because it's a ceremony. It's all ceremonial. And so it's really beautiful to be a part of, be a part of that. And you're literally the reason, it's because it's sweating out. It's like a rebirth, so it's like you're going back in. So it's like they build like the teepee, the like sweat lodge hut, you know what I mean? And the ones that I went to, there's a tiny little door opening and you have to crawl on hands and knees into the teepee, through this little doorway, which represents like the belly button, I guess, kind of a thing or whatever. So you're actually entering back into the womb, the mother's womb, into the black, pitch black. Yeah. And then they will start the ceremony and there's different like parts of it. So it's like gate 1, gate 2, gate 3, like, or whatever they call it, like levels. So, it takes a while for the heat to start really intensifying and they'll add more hot rocks, and the heat, it is like you will come out soaking, sopping wet, drenched, sopping. And you're going to come out, but you're going to feel really good. And you're going to come out hungry. You're going to be so hungry after. Most ceremonial sweat lodges, they will have like food after, because you need nourishment after, you come out of it. Yeah, I would wear, like I said, you're going to be dying of heat and you're going to be sweating to death. Hence sweat lodge. It is beyond like it is a lot. There was a few moments in the first one that I went to where I was like, and a lot of people tap out, like they can't, but it's like the elders or whoever's like running the ceremony, like it's like really like if you need to get out, okay, but like it's like really like you have to be like to the point where you're just like, I can't take this, like, because it's kind of like not looked down upon, but like the whole point is to go through the pressure cooker of the heat, but some people, and then you have to be careful too with people, like, there's some people where heat, like they can't handle heat like that, like they can't handle, whether it's like a diabetic or what, I don't know, you know what I mean, people with heart problems, but it's so healing. So yeah, but it's a really neat experience for sure. But yeah, the heat is it's a lot. It's a lot, you know. I wore a white dress because I think, yeah, like the Lakotas, I think that's what it was. Like, they're like, if you can wear white, white is like the color of purity, it's like spirit, Um, so I wore like a white, like summery dress or something, like a knit dress. It was comfy, the first time, but but yeah, I was like, oh my God, when I came out, you will look like a friggin' drowned rat. You know what I mean? Like, I know I looked crazy coming out of the sweat lodge. But it is a really beautiful experience. Anything like that. You know, I've done the sweat lodges, I've done the sacred Chanupa ceremonies with the Lakota, and that's really neat too. A really neat ceremony. Drowned dry, yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the sweat lodge will help. I mean, because that's what it is. Like you're sweating. I mean, they'll explain everything, I'm assuming, you know, during the ceremony, and like they'll explain things to you, like what it's about and like what it's for. Um, but what was I gonna say about that? But yeah, like you know, you're literally sweating out your pain, your trauma, emotions, energy, like you know, so it's really, really healing and like all these things, you know. But that's what like coming out of it just because of the heat and like you're sitting in there all day. Um, you know, people are like, well, what if you have to pee? And I'm like, pee what? You're literally sweating every liquid and toxin out of your body. Like there is no pee, you know, unless I think you really have to go, or for some reason you really do have to pee, you know, then you just let someone know. But like I said, I don't think they try not to open it up at all, like throughout the whole thing, because you know, they want to maintain the darkness. So they don't want any light coming in, kind of a thing. But I don't know, like the one you're going to, I don't know how, you know, it sounds pretty legit, you know, so I'm assuming they'll probably do everything very, you know, by the book. Yeah, so everyone, you guys know me, like I have to pee every 5 minutes, and I never had to pee during the sweat lodge, you know. I mean, I think beforehand too, though, like I think I was trying not to drink like water. I was trying not to drink too much, but everyone was like, like you're sweating so much liquid from your, like everything, just like you're sweating everything out. So like your body can't even make the pee. It's like being sweated out before your body can like turn it into pee or whatever. You know, I don't know. Here we are talking about pee. That is such a funny word, pee, like pee. Ah. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I wouldn't chance it. You know, um, drinking a lot of water. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. So, anyways, guys, okay. Um, 38 minutes in. All right. Okay. So, just FYI, I'm going to dive into the readings, the solstice readings for you guys. We'll just see like what wants to come through. Um, like your solstice message. Like, what is the solstice? What is this season? Because it's not just the solstice, like solstice day or solstice week. It's like that's what I'm kind of pulling on, is like, what is your overall like message for this summer, or for, you know, if you're in the southern hemisphere, what is it, summer, what are you guys in, winter, winter solstice, yeah, winter solstice, right? That's so weird. That's so crazy. Like I can never wrap my head around the fact that like one part of the world is in summer and one part of the world is in like a completely different season. They're in, you know. But yeah, it would be summer solstice, winter solstice, spring equinox, fall equinox, right? But anyways, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to do a little message for whoever's on the list for the solstice season, kind of like, I don't know, whatever wants to come through. You guys know me, I'm an open channel, so whatever needs to come through will come through. So anyway, so if there's anyone that wants to get on the list, who's not on the list already, all the info to sign up is in the description box for this live. So you just click out of the live stream, go click down to the description, and then you'll see all the info. And then you just come back in and, you know, my name's Sally and I sent payment to Venmo. And then I'll add you to the list. So anyways, guys, I'm like, well, speaking of pee, I have to use the restroom just real fast before I get going into the readings. And then my gardener will be here in like, I don't know. He's at around like 1:30. So 1:30 is in like 5 minutes. So when they get here, I might just have to go out there just real quick. And then I have to pay them at the end. So that's all. But my yard's like looking like a jungle out front right now and in the back because like they were gone for like 2 weeks out of town, like out of state. And then it was just like one thing, you know, so it's been like a month or more, maybe like a month, a little over a month. Any hoozle. Okay. My screen is so dark and the lighting, hold on. Yeah, the lighting is all the way up. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can open this. Maybe I'll close these. Sorry, guys. Bear with me a moment. Let me see. I mean, as long as you guys can see me okay on my end, but like for whatever reason, when I'm looking at the screen right now, it's kind of dark. But my lighting's all the way up, everything, so anywho. Okay. Let me go use the restroom. When I get back, we will get going. Okay, so let me just read the list one more time so everyone kind of knows where they're at. Number 1 is Susan. Number 2 is Merritt. Number 3 is Carly. Number 4 is Baldish. Number 5 is Sarah. Number 6 is Alex. Number 7, Alicia. Okay, so everyone who's on the list, if so you know where you're at. You don't need to be on the live for me to read for you. FYI, like, so if you need to go or you can't, it's all good. And the playback will be available after the live stream. Okay, guys. Let me... Sorry, guys, I have some sage right here. I'm like, maybe I'll try to light this when I get back for cleansing. the sage. I'm gonna use Palo Santo. Oh, there's my gardener. Hold on, guys. Just real life happening over here. Hold on. I'm trying to get the Palo Santo going. And let me go because I have to go move my sprinkler and my hose off the grass. I just remembered that. So 1 second. You know what? I'm just going to I'm going to pay him right now. Hold on. Give me a moment. I'm going to just pay him and everything so I don't have to go back out. Hold on. Okay. I was like not trying. I was like, I'm on with one of my clients, or with a client, so don't have to explain that I'm on a live stream on YouTube. Blah blah blah. Okay, here we go. So it might be kind of loud. Hopefully, it's not too loud. It's so cute though. It's like this like 14-year-old kid and his dad. So this kid, he's trying to save up for his first car. He might be like 15, I don't know. But he's trying to save up for his first car, and so his dad helps him. Oh shoot, hold on. Okay, he sees it. Okay. I planted like a little thing of flowers out there, but they don't have any flowers on them yet. So he was weed whacking. I was like, oh shit. I hope he doesn't chop my flowers, but he didn't. Okay. Anywho, so let me gather myself real quick. So what was I saying about that? So his dad, when his dad gets off work, he like is helping his son right now go and like mow people's lawns and like do some yard work to help his son, save and buy for his first car. So I just think it's so sweet. So for what he does, they charge so cheap. And so I always tip extra and give, a lot extra to the kid. But I think that's so sweet. I think that's so sweet. And so it makes me happy. I like situations like that. All right. Okay. Any hoozle. So let's get going into the reading. So Susan, are you here, mi amor? And can someone let me know, is it too loud? If you guys may not even be able to hear it. And they'll only be here for a few minutes, but I want to make sure that you guys can hear me like over any noise, if there is noise. Can someone comment? Can someone comment, please? Okay, cool. Thank you, Merritt. Thank you. Okay, cool. Awesome. Alrighty. Susan's probably, she may not be able to, a lot of times she is on here, but. Okay, thank you, love. Thank you. Okay, cool. And I thought first, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, did the live freeze when I was gone? Like, can anyone hear me? So, all right. So what cards do I want to use for this? Hold on. Okay, so we're going to do tarot, of course. We have to do tarot. And I don't know, I'll go from there. So let's start with the tarot. All right, so for Susan, let's start with Susan. It's a dark, mysterious day. Ugh, not for me. I ain't claiming that energy. I've had enough dark, mysterious days. I know you're kidding. All right. For Susan, for the solstice, what do we have for Susan for the solstice? Well, one thing that I got immediately was time to move, but you already know that, Susan. You already know that. Time to move, time to move. You know what, though? This doesn't feel like the physical move. This feels like more just like starting to maybe do things that are, you know, more a part of your soul purpose, I guess. So over like over the summer at this time, that's something that the higher self is guiding you towards, you know. I don't know why, but like writing, books, reading, but like writing, maybe writing a book, I don't know. But writing, channel writing is what I'm getting. Channel writing. Okay. 6 of Pentacles. Okay. First card out for you, 6 of Pentacles. So obviously that's a numerology that you're probably seeing, or that, you know, is like kind of like your, like the numbers that come through in the readings today, those are kind of like your overall like kind of numbers for like the summer or whatever, like a message for the summer, right? So 6 of Pentacles, the 6. Okay, so it's a receptive, balanced, you know, all that kind of stuff vibe. But for me, this is about giving. Okay, so giving to the collective, So it's about like, you know, and I see stuff that you like share and that you post and things like that. And so that's like what I'm talking about, is stuff like that. So, but also just in general, the solstice it's a receiving energy. It's a freaking everything that's been taken, or not taken, but everything that's been sacrificed, everything that you've put out, like it's this moment again. You're one of the souls that's on these timelines of receiving. All right, hold on. Oh my god, look at the bottom of the deck, the star. Yep, abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. So the solstice is over the summer. The summer is alignment. The summer is refreshing. It feels very healing. The stuff that's coming in is very healing, but it literally is this point of alignment where wishes are coming true. And it's like just more confirmation of what you already feel, what you already know. All right, hold on. And then let's get, a Rose Oracle. I don't know if I'm going to use the same cards for everyone today. You know, depending on your energy, I might be called to use different decks than another person. But I try to typically use the same decks throughout. So, but I'll be definitely using tarot for everyone. The grandmothers. Oh, Susan, this is like you're the matriarchs, your mother line, or the mothers of your lineage, of your lineages, you know, but definitely like the matriarchal side. It says, remember your roots. So over the summer, that's a big focus. It's remembering your roots, tapping more into your Akash, your ancestry. You know, I feel like the ancestors are going to be helping you a lot with the stuff that you're creating, the stuff that you're putting out, also the stuff that you're receiving in. Perspective, trust the weavings. Trust the weavings. The spiral, I feel like spirals are going to be really relevant also at this time, and just kind of, you know, the spiral of a life. Like life is not, it's not linear, it's the spiral, yada, yada. But seeing spirals everywhere, I feel like is going to be important. And then let's end with, well, let's get a romance angel. Finances or career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Well, that's not really, that doesn't, I don't read the cards, right? So for me, this is everything that I just channeled about, like, it's like creating and planting the seeds of your spiritual career, your future, like things of that nature. This is coming up for a lot of people, by the way. And a lot of people are at that point. They're ready. They're ready to start like sharing and creating, because they're at the point where they're like, I've learned so much from this journey. So it's like you're at this place where knowledge turns to your wisdom. What is the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Knowledge is it's knowledge, knowing that you have within. Wisdom becomes wisdom when it's shared. That's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Wisdom is internal. I mean, knowledge is internal for self, and then wisdom is I'm sharing this as wisdom. So you're at a point where your wisdom is ready to make you some money. Your wisdom is your career. Your wisdom is your work. Okay. Let's see. We'll do for everyone. I think I will use the same cards for everyone today. So we'll do some tarot, romance angels, Rose Oracle, and we will end with an Intuit Oracle. For Susan, as we end for the solstice. This is really awesome energy, by the way. Like, Six of Pentacles is deliverance. This is also about work you've been putting in your whole life, right? That's kind of like what I talked about before the live readings, like when we were just hanging out and talking. I talked a lot about that. The cycle ending, the big, long cycle that you've been in your whole life, that's like what's ended. And so this whole new cycle of you, of Susan, of, you know, me, Erica, like there's this whole new like version of me that I've never even met before. And same thing with you and like so many of us. So anyways, that's what I mean. So right now it's about your future and what you came to create, what you came to create. The Archer. We got the horse, bow and arrow. This is always like for me, like Sagittarian energy, Jupiter energy with like that, or you know, the Sagittarian, the Archer. But it speaks of being right on target, direct energy, quick, precise, matchmaker, implementing strategies, focus. So again, this is confirming what I was talking about with like everything else. So over the summer, you know, having more clarity and just more energy also to sit down and just channel write, you know, maybe poetry, maybe, but I see like channel writing, like it's about like documenting your journey, documenting your knowledge, your testimony, and putting it on paper to create words of wisdom for other people to share with others, I guess. Any hoozle, okay? Oh, also the universe right now, it's like got its eye on you. So it's like things are very much, right? You're probably seeing Eight of Wands a lot in readings, or if you pull cards for yourself, you know, you'll pull Eight of Wands a lot, but it's very Eight of Wands, very accelerated, very things manifesting, and that's for a lot of us right now, by the way. All right. Susan. Okay, so that was for beautiful Susan. And Merritt is next. Dun, 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 dun. That's a song. Like, I know I'm being silly in this moment, but that's a literal song. What song is that? Anyways, I don't know why I'm getting like Cinderella, but I don't think it's that. But that's a vibe coming through for everyone here. Very la-da-da, la-da-da, la-da-da. Okay. For my beautiful Merritt. What do we have for the summer solstice for Merritt? I don't know why these cards. Oh, I know why. Hold on. Because I did like a couple, like I was working outside earlier. For whatever reason, certain cards stop. Like when I'm outside, like if they're in the sun or whatever, like they get kind of funky after. So I don't know. Because I'm like, why are these sticking? All right, there we go. For beautiful Merritt. Oh, Ace of Swords. Three of Swords. I'm just gonna get one more. All right, here we go. All right, for the summer solstice, for this summer season, what do we have for Merritt? Judgment. Archangel Gabriel. Okay. Let me get one more. Girl. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. And then bottom of the deck is the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Well, Judgment is powerful. First of all, there's a lot of communication. So like, I feel like just in general, your spiritual communication with the angelic realms, with archangels, like your connection, your spiritual ability to communicate, to receive downloads, messages from the angelic realms. I feel like over this summer and at this time, that is a big one that's coming online for you. Also, like mediumship. I feel like more of the mediumship gift will be opening if you're not already feeling that. And that's like, you know, like spirit, like people who have transitioned, like spirits on the other side, like loved ones on the other side. I see it as being gradual, but I see it opening enough to where you start becoming more aware of it, you know. You might even start, like, it could be like an example might be where it's more subtle, where you're just like at home and then all of a sudden you get like, all of a sudden you smell like a man, like a man's cologne, or maybe you smell like old lady perfume. You know what I mean? Like that could be like a subtle way that your mediumship would be coming online, for example. Also, the solstice is your resurrection. Phoenix rising from the ashes, period. Like the first card for your solstice is Judgment. That's huge. That's huge. And then the 10 of Cups, it's resurrection into 10 Cups era, 10 Cups energy. So from like June, I'm seeing like all the way to like October, like through October to like Scorpio season. Like it's gonna be very like one thing kind of rolling in after the next. And it's all connected with these cups here. Okay. But the solstice, the summer solstice, is what we're tuning in with. So that means, until what, from right now through basically like after Lionsgate into, I think September 20th is when fall is, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe, I don't know, but right? Because Libra starts the season. Somewhere around the 21st of September or something. Anyways, so over the summer, this is the energy. And it's like Archangel Gabriel who's delivering this message, by the way. So, and then the 4 of Pentacles, divine inheritance, ancestral inheritance. For me, that's what it is. Like the ancestral inheritance, the divine inheritance, like stuff that has been held back, or stuff that you not really necessarily held back, but stuff that just could not come through for you until you reached a certain point in your journey to where you could actually handle it or maintain it, etc. That's what I'm getting. So I'm just channeling. I'm just straight channeling with this. Yeah, it's where you have been, like where there has been like a feeling of like resistance or like holding back or something. Like it almost feels like that. Like it almost feels like your higher self has been saying to you, like certain things are coming, but like also certain things are being held back until you do this, or we need to do this. So I feel like that's been your internal higher guidance system, kind of, right? I hope that makes sense, the way that I'm explaining it, or the way that it's coming through. I'm trying to like But basically it's like, you know, that higher guidance, and it's like, okay, now you're ready. Now you're ready. Let me get one more on the Four of Pentacles here. Clarify the Four of Pentacles. Yeah. The Empress, there she is. And the Three of Wands, yep. Yep. I wanted to kind of just ask and confirm, because this, right, like the meaning of this card is like the miser, holding back, very like frugal, scarcity, lack energy, fear around money. Like there's all kinds of stuff connected to this card, right? So if I was just reading the card, that's how I would have read it, but it's not how I was feeling it. I was feeling it like this was triumphant. This is like an ancestor, you know what I mean? This is one of your ancestors showing up on this card, being like, here you go. So you've unlocked something really beautiful. You are Phoenix rising from the ashes. You are in the resurrection phase, which is new life. Feeling like a resurgence of life force energy again, okay? And then yeah, you're showing up as the Empress in your own reading. So there you go. The mother, the divine feminine, the wife, fertility, new cycles, the birth of new cycles, new life, new cycles. So that's your summer. That's the summer vibe here. And it's already begun. It's already begun. Okay, let's go ahead and, sorry, I felt very called to clarify the Four of Pentacles card. And I'm just looking down, tuning in and channeling. So if anything else comes through. Bunny rabbits, butterflies, the stag. The stag represents divine masculine energy. Also represents leadership. This is also representative of your gifts. Like the gifts that have been boxed up. It's like Pandora's box is opened. So it's the things that have been boxed up that were hidden and held back. The box is now open, like a jack in the box, you know, when it pops open and it's like, that's like this. Whew, girl. Okay. Retreat. You might be going on a spiritual retreat soon, or maybe there is some kind of retreat over the summer that pops up for you, even if it's like a one-day retreat or a weekend retreat. Okay, but this is also like husband and wife or something, and they're like, okay, just saying, for the love portion of this, it's time to disconnect from the world. So over this summer, it's like you're getting out of your shell, but you're also spending more time like with the elements, with the elementals, with nature, by water, in the mountains, near the trees. So it's like you're getting out, but this summer you're going to be spending time outdoors a lot, or you're just going to be connecting more outdoorsy in that way. But also like having solitude with another person over the summer. Romantic feelings, bottom of the deck here. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Yeah. So for me, that's just confirmation of, exploring romantic feelings with someone through the summer solstice. Okay. Maybe you go on a hike or you're walking your dog and you meet this person. I don't know. Could be. Could be. And even the Empress is out in nature. She's like Snow White. She's like surrounded by animals. She's out in nature. Spending time outdoors and earthing and connecting and doing that kind of stuff, it's a form of self-love, right? But what it does is it actually makes you more grounded And when you're more grounded, you're more receptive and magnetic, you know? Because if we're being honest, manifestation kind of is a direct result of our nervous system more than anything. You know, we can think with our mind until we're blue in the face. We can think, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. But if my nervous system at the same time is in freak out mode and stress mode and survival mode, it doesn't matter what my brain is saying or what my mind is saying or what my vision is saying, because my nervous system doesn't believe it. The emotional body of my subconscious doesn't believe it, right? So that's what I mean. So over the summer, the more you just tune in and connect and like all the things Empress style, like it literally like brings this in, because it's actually like your nervous system that you're healing. All right, and let's get a message from the Rose Oracle. Sorry, I know I went longer with this one, but like I said, I just felt like I needed to clarify that Four of Pentacles to make sure that, you know, you knew it was a good energy and not like the typical Four of Pentacles. Sacred Union. Are you kidding me? Sacred Union. Beloved within. Inner and outer relationships. The beloved within. The Empress is the beloved within. Empress is a balanced energy. Like when she like found true love within herself. And then like when I found me is when I found you. Because I've talked about this, but like, you know, for many of us divine feminines, we thought we were ready. We thought we were ready before, but we weren't ready. Our ego was a trickster. You know, we wanted to be ready. Maybe we even believed we were really ready, but we weren't ready for outer union because we were not in inner union. And so, Merit, this is confirmation that you have reached an inner union. And now your outer relationships are going to be reflecting that back to you. That's your summer solstice message. That's what I've got. All right. Oh, I forgot. I forgot. Hold on. Sorry, girl. I'm getting an Intuit Oracle card for everyone today, too. Is the element of earth. I just talked all about earthing, grounding, being out in nature. Like this summer, you're being called to be like an outdoorsy nature girl. I mean, as much as you can or whatever, you know. And like really connecting your body back with the earth too, you know. Sitting outside, sitting on the ground, you know, sitting Indian style or whatever, you know, crossing your legs, you know, kind of swaying, have your hand on your heart and your womb, like really connecting your body with the earth as one, like that kind of stuff. Anyways, there you go. Just further confirmation that the summer solstice is bringing a very grounded energy for you. There's materialization of things. It's very 3D, very earth, very material realm, all the things. That is what I've got. Okay, cool. I'm like, but you know me, I will channel until I'm done. Okay, so thank you so much, sweetheart. And Carly. Carly is next. Carly number 3. And then Baldish. Sorry guys, I'm like trying to even read my own writing. Baldish, Sarah, Alex, and then Alicia. They do such a good job. They do such a good job in my, but wow, they've been here for longer today. But you know what? It's been a while since they came, so that's why. Also strange, the PLSM began texting me. Oh, immediately after the reading. Oh my gosh. I've literally been lying in the grass this entire time. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good. Okay, see? I think I need to get my glasses. I'm like over here squinting. Wild. I've been so called to be outside every day, just craving it. Thank you so much, my sister. Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, isn't that crazy how we literally crave it? Like, I need it. Like, I need it. It's not even a matter of like, it's not, because it's medicine for our mind, body, and soul. And every single aspect of us is craving that healing, that grounding, that cleansing, that connection, you know. Um, that's a big part of how I know people are vibrating in a higher frequency is when they say stuff like that, you know, like, you know, because a lot of people, even on the awakening journey, they are, you know, like, and we've all been there, but like, you know, full of excuses as to why they can't connect or ground or I'm too busy or whatever, you know. So it's like when people really reach that level where connection is priority in the in that regard, where you're connecting back with the elements and nature, it means you're vibrating very high, which is why you need that, you know, because it's just like a non-negotiable. It's just like something that you absolutely have to have. So yeah, you know, I'm having a hard time even seeing the screen is so dark on my end still. I don't know why. You know, like sometimes when your battery's low on your phone, the screen will go darker. Um, I My battery is fine. Anyways, the tech issues I have had as of late, you guys, is constantly crazy, insane, and I'm like, I don't consent to this anymore. I don't consent to this anymore. Um, but just the craziness, like the crazy stuff, like it's just so bonkers. It's so wild. And I know it's happening for a lot of you guys too. And also part of it is because of our frequency, our energy. You know, we are literally, our frequency and energy is, it literally glitches out the matrix, right? And so our energy is making our own, you know, like stuff glitch out, your phone or your laptop or your Wi-Fi, or you know what I mean? Or you go to like the grocery store, you know, this has happened to me plenty of times where like, you know, I'm at like the store or I'm at a store and I go up to pay. And the minute I go step up to pay or whatever, the whole machine will malfunction or shut down or start doing something crazy. You know, where the person who's like working the line, they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening. And I'm like, it's fine. I do. I know exactly why this is happening. But that's like how it is, you know? So, anywho, just speaking of like the technology issues and tech glitches and like, you know, things of that nature. Um, Alrighty. Is your screen light turned all the way up? Sometimes I turn mine down accidentally. Yeah, no, I checked it. Hold on. Yeah, no, see, it's all the way up. So weird. I don't know. I don't know. But they're cutting my backyard real quick, so as soon as they're done with the backyard, I will, because you know they can like see right into this room, you know what I mean? And so I kind of lowered the blinds. I mean, it's still really bright in here. That's why I'm like, I don't understand. But anyways, once they're done back there, I will open the blinds more so there'll be way more light and that'll help. But is it, oh, USA advances, yeah. Huh? Hi, Alex. ¿Cómo? Uh, Alex, yes, you are number 6 on the list. I am on number 3. I'm starting number 3 right now. Oh, World Cup. Oh. You lost me at that. I don't follow anything like that, but I'm sure some people in here probably do. They know they probably are speaking the lingo. But welcome in. Okay. I'm going to take myself off of the chat again so I can focus on the reading. So for Carly, number 3, Carly. Carly's probably at work, but maybe not. Maybe Carly has the day off too. I'm just watching the gardeners all real quick. Those poor guys. There's a few weeds back there that got pretty. Because I live in the country and like I live right next to a cornfield. And so they're constantly like, you know, they irrigate the cornfield, they water the cornfield, you know. So like along that side of the fence line, the weeds and stuff, they grow like crazy because it's like it gets so much like stuff right there from the field. I actually really like I actually really like doing yard work. Like I love like using the weed whacker. I love mowing. I just don't own any of that stuff. So it's just easier to have someone come do it. And like I said, I'm helping this kid that comes with his dad. He's like saving for his first car. Um he's like I said, like 14 or 15 or whatever. So I'm happy to help however I can. Alrighty. Okay, yeah, so I don't think Carly's here, so that's okay. For Carly. Which, by the way, Carly, I hope that things are like much better for you. I think the solstice is, I don't think I know, it's shifting a lot for a lot of us. I think things have already shifted. You know, at this point we're just waiting, but we're, you know, waiting for things to show up. But all right, here we go. But I just wanted to say that, sister. I hope things are on the up and up, feeling much better. All right. Okay, this feels good. All right, for Carly, the High Priestess. That's so crazy because I literally saw this, I think when I don't know, I saw it a couple times just now when I was shuffling, when I split the deck. High Pisces energy, but I'm just channeling. So just give me a second. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Cups. Past life regression, past life memories. This could also be past life soulmate energy. I don't know why, but I am feeling that, like maybe over the next couple months, or I mean, it could be like honestly any time over the summer. But I do feel like there is a past life soul connection that, it's like a divine counterpart type energy. So it would be like a higher vibration, higher frequency, like on the soul level. And so you showing up as like priestess energy, it's like you've reached that level basically. So you've locked into the timeline, you've reached that level where that's a possibility or that's coming into alignment. Also, a lot of past life gifts, memories, knowledges, that's all activating and opening big time over the summer and right now, just in general. Okay, and I think you're aware of that. I think you already are aware of that. Like, um, psychic senses, like, you think of something or, someone pops into your mind and then next thing you know, they're texting you or calling you or, things of that nature, but it's like ramped up, like constant, you know what I mean? Something about your Akashic records too, like, more of it's like you're tuning in more with your own Akashic field is the best way to put it, right? So you're seeing more, dreaming of more things. It's more, you know what I mean? And it's like flashes, glimpses of like past life memories is what I'm seeing. So you could have like a quick flash of memory of, ancient Egypt, or, when you were maybe a farmer in, some other place or whatever the case, but it's like that. Okay, so this is stuff I'm seeing opening up and happening over the course of the summer. This is what the solstice is unlocking. It's like everything, okay? Mucho transformation, mucho sun, mucho like good vibes, kindred spirits, inner child healing. Let's get one more. King of Cups. There's the past life soulmate. I knew it. It's some type of higher vibrational masculine energy. You may not even know this person. I don't know. There's a good chance you don't know this person. There's universe is playing matchmaker for many, many souls out there right now who have reached the level where they're ready. Let's say you have a twin flame and, the twin is just kind of dilly-dallying or doing whatever. And, maybe they've activated and they're rising, but they're not right. The universe knows everything. So the universe will start bringing other soul connections in that are a vibrational, spiritual match basically for you is what I want to say. But that's just an example, you know what I mean? So King of Cups. For me, the King of Cups in this moment speaks to you, Priestess, King of Cups. This is all very high level spiritual stuff, very emotional energy. Like for me, this is emotional mastery. Like you've leveled some emotional, or not leveled, you've mastered some emotional programming. You've been reprogramming, right? Like you're both the programmer and the hacker of your own subconscious, your own programs. So that's what I feel. I feel like Over the summer, there is a lot more stuff just opening spiritual gifts, going like crazy. More of like you're just feeling the call to like your soul work or soul purpose. Um, you know, more of your past life energies opening up for you, gifts, memories. There is some kind of like masculine energy here for sure. Let me go ahead and let me see. Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. Tests of faith. It's like your trust and your faith pays off over the summer. Also, someone very trustworthy, very trustworthy. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. That's what you've been doing. Sorry, I just wanted to ask, but that's what you've been doing. You're the unicorn, but also like over the summer, if there's certain things that you need to free yourself from, then that's what the summer is saying to do, you know? But I feel like it's more for me like the way, like you have taken back your power in so many ways. You have remembered that you're the unicorn, you're the magic, you know, and you're not going to let like little things and people and their opinions or their whatever, you're not going to let that hold you back anymore. Okay, let's get a message from the Rose Oracle here. It's 222 in California, right as this card comes out. It's the Brothers of the Rose. Like Yeshua. Yeshua was a brother of the rose, right? Like it's brothers, divine masculines of the rose lineage. I'm never wrong about these things when I have these visions. It's a masculine who's in tune with the intuition, maybe a little bit of their spiritual side, maybe a lot of their spiritual side. I don't know. Someone who's open, someone who is open-hearted, open-minded, open spiritually. Because the high priestess would be the one teaching the king something. Anywho, this is all the vibes. Sacred masculine, honor, protection, support. It is a sacred masculine that is meant to come in or whatever over, you know, through, that's what the summer solstice is bringing in. Literally, he's like honoring her. Someone to protect, someone to support you, honor you, love you. It's like that. Because you have found that within yourself again, right? You honor yourself now. You respect yourself now. You protect yourself now from bullies, narcissists, morons. You know what I mean? And so now that's coming in the form of a person to be reflected back to you and poured into you. That, I'm telling you, this summer is it's gonna be a really, really fun summer for a lot of people. I love it. Also, like honoring your own inner masculine too, right? Your own sacred masculine within. But again, I think it's more confirmation that you have been doing that. You know, you started like, you know, an example would be like a divine feminine woman, right? Like me, like I'll use me as an example, but like, you know, I have my whole like dating experience, except for my twin flame, my whole dating experience, exes, people like, right? Everyone was absolutely wounded. I've known nothing but wounded masculines, you know? And when I woke up from my sleep and I started seeing all that and I started healing my own, you know, it was because my inner masculine was wounded. You know what I mean? And so that's what I mean by that. And so it's like you've been protecting yourself in a really big way, and so that protection and all of that is coming back to you now. Plus the high priestess, the divine feminine, like we aren't supposed to be going through our whole life single or whatever, or, you know, we just had to go through a certain part of our journey to get to that point, you know, and then our beloved comes in, and that's then when that happens, it's game over. It's game over, you know. The hummingbird is the card that came out for your last card. Card number 24, letter A. Enjoyment. This is like the vibe of your summer. Enjoyment, being more present, be present, rapid responses, things happening pretty quickly. Enjoying the sweet goodness and sweet nectar of life, lifting out of negativity and negative energy or negative experiences, you know, and then lightness of being, like just feeling light, airy, more free, like weights being lifted off of you. It's like that. So, but yeah, but that is what I've got for you, love. These poor guys, I didn't realize how much work there was back there. I'm gonna have to see if I can maybe Venmo them some more, a little bit more money. I already tipped like 15 bucks, but I feel bad. It is freaking, well, actually it's hot. It's always hot out where I live, you know. The Central Valley of California it's hot during the summer. And but today's actually like a more, it's hot, but it's still cool. It's like a hot, cool day, you know. Meaning instead of like 101 degrees, it's like 92 degrees. Sorry guys, I know I'm not really being well, I'm just channeling and reading for people, so I'm not being like super interactive right now. Definitely not overcast here. It is blazing saddles. Blazing saddles. They're such a sweet little family. Even like the little, like the daughter, she's got to be like maybe 8 or 9. She comes and she just kind of hangs out and she sits in the truck and just kind of, it's like she likes to go with her dad and her brother, you know? Well, when they go do when they go do the yards or whatever. It's so sweet. It's so cute. It reminds me, well, it reminds me of me and my brother and like my dad when we were little or when we were younger. Except we didn't, you know, my brother wasn't like mowing lawns or anything like that. But like, you know, if my dad was going to go somewhere, my brother was like, I want to go, then I would be like, I want to go too, and vice versa. That was before my youngest brother was born, though, when it was just still me and my other brother. All right, they just left. Bless their hearts. Aw. They do such a good job too. It's just like, I love it so much. I'm definitely going to see if I can Venmo or send them some more money. Sorry, guys. It's just me talking out loud. Whoop. Hold on. Knocking cards everywhere. Hold on. 9 of Cups. Okay. The other 2 cards are cards that were just out in the reading. Well, this came out too, so I don't know, Carly. The 9 Cups. Anyone else in here watching this that wants to claim the 9 of Cups? There you go. But the other cards that fell out were literally the cards that just I put on top here from the reading. Okay. So Baldish. All right, so number 4, Baldish. All right, and then Baldish, Sarah, Alex, Alicia. Sorry guys, I know I've missed a bunch of the comments. If anyone is wanting to get a summer solstice reading, or if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's going to be your winter solstice reading, right? For the next few months. Just like, what is the message? What is the vibe? What is the prediction? You know, because I'm not just reading for like, even it's summer solstice, but I'm not just reading for like when the solstice starts in a few days. I'm reading for the literal like season, for solstice season. So, okay. Anyways, in the description box for the live. So if you click out of the live stream, go to the description box, you know, you'll see all the info there. And you just come back into the live stream and you know, be like, my name is Sally and I sent payment to Venmo or whatever, and then I will add you to the list. It's really that simple. All right, beautiful Baldish. Baldish is over in the UK, so I'm pretty sure it's like, right, it's like late or like nighttime there, late night. For Baldish, please. For Baldish, please. For Baldish. First card, Baldish, 10 of Swords. Wow. Okay. The swords are not in his back though. Notice that, because the 10 is completion. Like you're done with the 10 swords in the back. Okay. Yeah. Very painful card, this one, the 10 swords. And that would make sense to what you have gone through the last couple years. Knight of Swords. Wow, look at all that blue. This one's very dark though. There's more light in this one. Way more light in this card than in that card. That card is very dark. And then boom, the light is returning. See the difference? The eagle. The eagle spirit. Also, the eagle represents like loved ones in spirit who fly above you, who fly with you during every day of life. They are watching over you, with you. The Knight of Swords is a bit impulsive, but it's very fast. Like he charges. And then you had 2 other cards come out here together. 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. The 5 and the 6 breaks down to 11. So what's funny is you have like 10, which is like the 1 with the 0, right? And it's 2, 3, 4 in California. So you could be seeing a lot of these numbers too, right? So you have like 1, 1, 1, or you have like a 6 and a 5. So you could be seeing like 56, 65, or just these numbers in general, 666, 66, 555, etc. 10, 10, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, like numbers like that. Okay, so your summer solstice is, it's a recognition of you done with the pain, done with the pain cycle. Okay. Very quickly moving out of the pain cycle. You might also be having some very like truthful, honest, or direct conversations over the next few months, the next couple months. That could be about a lot of different things. I'm just sharing what comes through. This is also showing me again, there's this triumphant energy here, like this soldier, this warrior. Like he triumphed, he got back on his horse after all this. Okay, and then Five of Wands, Six of Pentacles is about inner conflict. It's like giving like a chaotic energy, like inner turmoil, chaos, like just like kind of battling, like an internal battle with self between the head and the heart, like about certain passions or, you know, so it's like just kind of like an internal battle is what I'm seeing. And then the Six of Pentacles. Okay, I see. So Six of Pentacles, again, this is an energy that's kind of coming out for a lot of people right now, because a lot of like a lot of people literally are in this energy of receiving. It's material rewards from the universe. You know, it's about like reciprocity and like what you put out, you get back. So this is a point right now where people are they're getting back exactly what they've been putting out. Okay, and for some people that's not fun, and for the rest it's beautiful. So for you, it's about receiving golden coins, material wealth, like just Ace of Pentacles kind of energies, like multiple Ace of Pentacles type vibes. Okay, there's a great balancing that's been happening in many areas of your life, especially in the material realm. But there's something about like your inner energies. So it's like soothing and calming the inner conflicts within. Okay, that's a message like over like right now, over the summer. There could be things that are like triggering or whatever, but it's like that's a part of like just continue to be in that space of, I'm gonna actually pull on that real quick. Hold on. Look. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it's definitely the wheel is turning in your favor. Hold on. Show me the Five of Wands for both each, please. Death card. And then Empress. See? So it's like you are, so again, it's about like, this is like the old programs that you battle within about your receiving and manifesting and like what's coming in and like, you know, and the universe is like, girl, this is literally your summer solstice energy. And like over the summer, like this is what you've risen into in a really big way. This is a moment of profound transformation, change, and rebirth. And she's birth of new cycles, you know, fertile cycles, abundant cycles, harvest cycles. Like she's not birthing lack. She's not birthing scarcity. She's not birthing fear. She's birthing love, enjoyment, sexiness, love, all the things. Okay, that's the vibe. But there is something here about you know, and I would think that these are the triggers from these. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? These go hand in hand. There's been pain, there's triggers and confusion and chaos within, conflict, inner conflict. Any hoozle. Things are, it's like kind of having like a Midas touch. Like there's like whatever you think about, you bring about really quickly. So you have, it's a very strong manifesting energy that you are in right now. And then over like the summer, like it just kind of, I think, intensifies. Okay. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get a romance angel card. Whoop. Okay. Well, immediately we got attraction, like the law of attraction, but it's also attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. This is about being present. being present and being a super attractor, because you are, you know, again, this would be like when you're triumphing over this right here. I'm just present. I'm stopping to smell the roses. I'm not worried about anything. I kind of feel like you go back and forth. You're in this for 1 minute and then you're here, and then you're in this and then you're here, right? But anyways, yeah, it just right now with the solstice is bringing in, and it's bringing more of this vibe right here. Spending time outdoors, spending time in nature, obviously is going to be always very helpful. But the more present you are, the more attraction you're calling, or the more the more magnetic you are to attract. And then engagement. So this could be literal engagement. I don't know. Could be. It's a card of engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. You've attracted in a higher level of commitment in your love life. Well, you're showing up with Empress energy. That's the Empress energy. She is like true love incarnate, you know? She has so much love that she embodies. And it's genuine, and that's you. Authenticity is the new currency upon earth. The more authentic you are, the more genuine you are, the more heartfelt and soul-led you are, the more blessed and magnetic and abundant you are. It's just like engaging with someone, though. Like engagement, it's engaging with another. It's engaging with another person, with another soul. And I love it too, because they're kind of elderly. I don't know, like, or maybe they're not elderly. I don't know. They look kind of old, but like maybe they aren't meant to be old, but it feels like the summer, over this summer season, you attract in like the person that you grow old with, you know? Or someone wanting to grow old with you, you know, or thinking about that. Let me just, oh wait, actually, never mind. I forgot. I'm supposed to pull from the Rose Oracle. So we'll see what else wants to come through, but this is one of the new cycles or whatever that's like birthing over with the summer solstice, or with the solstice. We are nature. So like we are the earth is us, our body is of the earth. We are nature. We are not separate from nature. That's why our body and our mind and our nervous system, it craves nature at times, especially when we're more high vibrational. Becoming grounded, embodiment, living in connection. This is crazy because that's what I was talking about throughout your message. It was about, you know, healing those parts of self that get triggered, or that the, you know, whatever it is, the inner turmoil and the old things, that whatever it is, Five of Wands. The more grounded we are, the less that stuff has it, the less we even experience or see that or feel that, you know? Nature's coming out for like everyone. Star seeds, light workers, earth angels. Over the summer, over the next few, we need, as at this time, over you know, especially like through July, August, Lionsgate, like we need to be grounded. We need to be the embodiment of grounding, of love, of harmony as much as we can, you know? But there you go, Baldish, okay? We are nature, connecting with nature. I'm hearing connecting back with nature, going camping, you know, renting an Airbnb that's like, you know, in the middle of a forest. I don't know, but okay, so let's go ahead and end with Intuit Oracle card. Let's just see. The Magician. Didn't I say that you have kind of like a Midas touch or something, or didn't I say that? Sometimes I have a hard time remembering like when I'm channeling, you know, if I actually said it or if I was just channeling it. Um, Mercury. So Mercury is going to do retrograde. That doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just Mercury retrograde, whatever. But Mercury, messenger of the gods, the space of communication, ideas, thoughts, manifestation, being a manifester. It's the magician. So it's like having all the power, being so freaking powerful, but it's about you're so powerful because you remember your power, right? Like you're like, I am the magician. Like I can create, I can do whatever I want, right? Like that. Taking inspired action. So there could be some things that you're inspired to take action towards. They could be connected with communication, speaking, um, you know, public speaking or online speaking. I don't know, but there could be something like that that comes up over the summer or over the next couple months. But more than anything, I just feel like your throat chakra is really activated. I just feel like there's going to be more conversations, communication between you and others, but like maybe a particular soulmate, but like just more communication over the next few months between you and others. And then for me, the rest of it is just literally confirming what I said about like, you know, how strong your manifestation power is right now. Empress energy, like she is a super attractor. She is beyond magnetic. She is in a total receptive, receiving energy, you know, in the eyes of the universe. Like, so things just magnetize to her, and that's the vibe. So, there you go. And the more grounded you are, the stronger the manifestation or the stronger the manifesting power and ability is, basically. Right. So, I don't know. This is all the things that are you're being guided to tap into and tune in with, and that are happening for you around this time and at this time. So, and then just one more thing, Baldesh, just real quick. I'm getting like, you know, selling yourself short, meaning we all do that, you know, where when it comes to like what we're envisioning or, you know, it's kind of like you know, like don't like the universe is not on a budget. Okay. So I don't know why that's coming through right here at the end, but it's kind of like from the higher self, like, remember, like we can create, we can do whatever, we can call in whatever, like we don't have to put a cap on ourselves. Or maybe that's a part of like some healing work right now, or shadow work is, you know, moving through some of those limitations, those restrictions of the human mind, ego, whatever, you know. So anyways, but that's what I've got, love. Okay. So like fly high. reach for the like go all the way out into the universe, you know. So anywho, all right, so that is what I've got for Baldish. And then next is Sarah. All right. Welcome in, guys. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing any comments, because like when I'm reading, I'm, you know, when I'm reading for you guys, I'll look over at the screen every now and then. And usually it's to catch a number or the time or something, you know, specific, but I'm always looking out this way, straight ahead, out the window when I'm channeling and reading and, you know, all the things. So anywho, all right, so Sarah, Alex, and then Alicia, and then I think we're done. Unless, you know, there's anyone else that wants to sign up for a solstice reading, but yeah, because I still have work I got to do after this. I have actually readings videos uploading here on YouTube while I'm live. So when I'm done with the live, hopefully those videos, most of them will be done uploading, and then I can email them out to clients, etc. And I have, you know, a couple more videos for the channel. Also, I haven't recorded it yet, but I want to. I posted yesterday that I was gonna probably be doing a video. I said I would do it yesterday, but I didn't. On how to make money, like how you're meant to make money in this lifetime based on your Jupiter placement in your birth chart. Okay. And it's not only like how you're meant to make money, or like the ways that you're meant to make money that are going to be that are going to bring you the most money and the most wealth, basically. Okay. But it also tells you and shows you how the universe and how life wants to bless you and support you. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I want to do a video about that, but it's like I guess it's astrology, but I'm not an astrologer. I just, you know, I just know certain things about certain things when it comes to astrology. But I thought that would be super helpful, you know, because it's more about like, you know, again, your Jupiter kind of tells you how you're like basically like on a soul level, and like in this incarnation, like what you came here to kind of do to make money and to be the most blessed and have the most wealth, financial wealth and stuff. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, I thought it would be super interesting too. You know, so I'll go through, you know, each of the houses, basically, like if you have Jupiter in your first house or your second house or whatever, so on and so forth. Um, you know, and then, but people are going to have to look up their birth chart and see where, you know, where they have Jupiter in their planetary placements or whatever, in what houses, I mean. So, anywhoozle, okay. All right. So for beautiful Sarah, I think she was on here. Actually, I'm gonna go real fast because the gardener left. I want to make sure. That's weird. I'm like, that's weird. I just saw a random truck just pull in. Hold on real quick. Let me go check this out. Anyways, because I live in the country and there's always just like, or people like turn around, or they'll use like the driveway to turn around, or sorry guys, I had to fix my hair real quick and put it back up. So let me go, I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick, and then I'm gonna go just look out here and make sure, because I can't see from here. I just saw like it pull in like this. So hold on real quick. I'd use the restroom, and then I went to go look, and anyways, that truck just drove off, so must have been someone coming to do something for the ranch or something real quick. Okay, so, all right, so I don't know if Sarah was, oh, there she is, okay. Oh, let me start with the tarot. Let me start with the tarot. All right, for Sarah, please. For Sarah, for the solstice. Four of Swords, okay. All right, we had a few. We had 3 just come out. Okay, so we have aces. Oh, wait, hold on. 4. Oh, 5. Oh my God, hold on. Okay. Whew. All right, so this, okay, so you are, so the solstice right now, so you're like in a point of healing. This is a card of rest, healing, going within, after experiencing pain, heartbreak, you know, so it's healing from that kind of stuff. See the 3 swords? So it's like healing from 3 of swords. And then you have the Ace of Wands, the 5 of Wands, the 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the World card. The World card is like the universe. It's like the most powerful card in the deck, you know, besides like the Full card for me, and the, you know, but the World and the Full go hand in hand together. So let me lay these out real quick and let me channel these. Okay. So through healing, we unlock more of this energy in our life, right? Right? So maybe it's healing around finances, money, abundance, like that kind of stuff. And then new passions igniting. So, you know, like new levels of ideas, things that you feel interested in, things that kind of light you up, you know, things of that nature. And then the Ace of Cups could be like new romantic beginning, you know, new emotional beginnings, abundance flowing, just good energy flowing, you know, but it's self-love first and foremost, right? So that's what I mean. Through healing, through pain, and through healing is how we reach these points, right? So this is like the vibe overall for the next few months. Okay, that's what the universe is saying and predicting. But this right here, you know, it came out in someone's reading a couple of readings ago, and I spoke of like the inner battle or the inner conflict, or maybe this actually was just, maybe it was in Baldisha's reading actually. But it's creating resistance. Okay, so it's like stuff that's going on. It's like the head and the heart in battle, you know, like your mind and your brain is saying one thing, and then your heart is saying another, and your passion is saying another, right? So there's something about that. So it's like you're completing this big cycle where this cycle pushes through this kind of energy. But right now, and you know, just in general, as we move forward, there's something about completing the cycle of inner, like creating our own resistance, our own inner conflicts. Again, by like just, you know, it could be confusion, it could be all these things, but it's like battling our own self, basically. Okay, yeah, this is, and look at, there's the 3 of Swords. There's the 3 of Swords. See? Okay, so you have gone through some kind of very like your heart, it's like your heart was broken. So heart pain, heartbreak, in the not too recent past, or not too far back past. Okay. So a lot of heart healing that's been going on. So the solstice is helping to bring forth more heart healing. When your heart is more open and more healed, then your heart is more open to receive also, right? But that's exactly what it is it's like you're birthing this new cycle, and like you're stepping into a new cycle. You're trying to step into this new cycle, right? But part of stepping into this new cycle is releasing and healing like this inner conflict, this inner, and it could be like confusion, self-doubt, questioning things, or having moments where you're like, you kind of fall back into old patterns or ways of thinking, or you go back to the past or whatever it is, right? So that's it. I mean, this is really beautiful energy. But it's about conquering right now and working with the solstice energies, and just your own like inner child and stuff, like just helping yourself to release these and heal these, and to trust and have faith, and to where these things don't really, this stuff right here inside, like it doesn't really exist anymore within you, so okay, so let's go ahead and see what the romance angels say. It's like you have a hard time trusting because you've known a lot of pain, a lot of disappointment, and so that's understandable. But again, it's like you're praying, you're calling these things in, and you're like coming more into alignment with certain things. But that's all it is. It's like right now, it's just we're focusing on releasing and calming and moving out of this kind of energy, and also just like other people around you who might be like argumentative or negative, or they just bring drama, like, going into, like cutting these people out also, and just being like, I'm good. I'm just going to spend time alone. I'm good. But I feel more than anything, this is about an inner battle. Children. I just said the inner child, and then okay. Children. There could be something about children here. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if you have children. Your love life is being affected by children. For me, it's the inner child. It's your inner child, but like we all have feminine and masculine within. So it's like, parts of the inner child that were wounded maybe in childhood or adolescence, where it was your inner masculine that was wounded at a young age, or it was your inner feminine that was wounded at a young age. But that's exactly what I'm receiving here. And I literally said that. So for me, it's that. It's about healing the inner child right now. Feeling content and good, knowing that this is the stuff here that you are manifesting in, that you're calling in as you close this cycle of pain that you've been moving through. And then, and then releasing the resistance here. Let's see what the Rose Oracle has to say. I hope that makes sense. I mean, I know it does, but sometimes it's hard to, put into words. Sometimes I have trouble putting into words what I'm feeling or seeing or receiving, in the 5D. The wastelands, sustainability, slow down and tend to your garden. Exactly. So this is your guidance for, this time of life over the summer. Slow down. Heal the nervous system. Ground your energy. And it's like a daily thing, like we have to consistently be working on these things. And being intentional with these things, you know? So, but it feels like you've kind of been in like the wastelands of life, you know what I mean? Where nothing was happening or growing, or you hit rock bottom, you know. This is a card of rock bottom. This is a card of like the ultimate painful ending, like, you know, things of that nature. So, oh, awesome. Okay. Well, that makes total sense. Beautiful. So good confirmation. And exactly, just keep that very intentional connection and healing of the inner child going. Okay. Because it's, you know, the inner child is a very, it's like everything else, you know, like it's very layered with its wounding and pain and the stuff that resides in the subconscious. And, you know, so perfect. Um, Slow down and tend to your garden. That is your guidance for, um, you know, through this summer solstice season. Just planting seeds of goodness, joy, like, you know, faith, like all these things, which I know that's what you're doing and working on. But um let's see what the Intuit Oracle wants to say here. And yeah, like dreaming of spirit children or children that, you know, or astral family, you know, a lot of like spirit family coming through in astral, even children you've had in past lives, like stuff like that. The Death card. Wow. Death of the ego, death of, you know, because this stuff right here, like the inner conflicts that we have and like the triggers that we get and like just whatever it is, right? Like that all comes from our wounded ego on some level, right? It's not coming from the soul. It's coming from our human ego, our experiences, our trauma. But it's, you know, death and rebirth, right? So powerful transformation, spiritual transformation, you know, evolution of consciousness and the soul. Really beautiful time. But it's very specifically talking about one cycle ending and a new cycle birthing into form, right? New life birthing into form. So, so keep doing what you're doing. And then again, this all right here is very beautiful. And I feel like it's, you know, it's making its way in. It's making its way in. And again, the spiritual guidance is just working on these things that we battle with within ourselves daily, you know, about all kinds of stuff, you know. So okay, love, that is what I've got. I'm like, make sure I pulled from all the decks. Yes, I did. And you know, the more that the like, you know, the inner stuff that's like, you know, there's a lot of that coming up for everyone right now too. It's old wounds, triggers, like, you know, we talked about that earlier before I started the live readings. I've talked about that, like I was talking about, like, you know, anger or irritability or lower vibrational emotions that are rising up in many, like, you know, especially over the last couple days. um it's to alleviate all of that stuff, you know, to help remove it, to transmute it or whatever, and then to make space for the good. So for you, it would be like helping to pull up and bring out Five of Wands energy. But then when you alchemize or transmute that out, um, it makes all this beautiful space for the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the 10 Pentacles, like that. Okay. These are like pretty much how I thought the solstice readings would go today, actually. Like, you know, where there would be like a lot of energy of new beginning energy, but like the brink, like this, the brink of new, the brink, it's like you're right on the brink, we're right on the brink, and some people are already experiencing it and seeing it. But it's like the solstice is you know, I don't know why I want to say like the official threshold or on some level, you know. And I think we all feel it. I think we all feel it. All right. You're very welcome, and you're very welcome. So, I don't know, I'm like out of breath. Okay, Alex, and then Alicia. All right, hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second. Let me just check some. I'm back. All right. Alrighty. Alex. I know Alex, well, he was in here, but let's start with Intuit Oracle. I have a whole little system going. Actually, hold on one second. I'm just going to light some Palo Santo. This little stick of Palo Santo this little stick has about had it. All right. Okay, here we go. This is what cleansing your energy and your body, that's what it does. It's like it does the same thing for cards. You know, when you're working with cards and you're doing readings or you're doing personal readings for yourself, but when your cards start to stick together and get sticky and stick together, it's because of the energy that's all stuck up in them. You need to clean it. And then once you clear that energy out, the cards like don't stick together anymore. They loosen back up. Same thing with our energy, right? So Palo Santo, whatever we got to do to clear our energy, but all right. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful, you're my favorite girl. I don't know why I'm hearing that song. Beautiful. Who is that? Pharrell? Isn't that Pharrell? That's like an old song. Pharrell Williams. All right. Okay. Here we go. For Alex. For the summer solstice. For Alex. Ooh. All right. Here we go. Snoop Dogg. Oh, yep. Snoop Dogg and Pharrell. Yep, that's right. That's funny. Well, maybe that song is relevant for you. I don't know. Let's go ahead and see. For Alex, summer solstice. The Tower and the Hangman. They just came out together. Two major arcana. Whoa. Hold on. Oh. All righty. The summer brings some powerful changes here. Divine detour. Divine detour. Out of nowhere. Shocking. Surprise. That's the Tower, right? But, you know, it's always divine realignment, right? So the solstice is bringing some kind of divine realignment, detour. And then the hangman is like, so it would be shaking things up in areas where you, like comfort zones or areas where you feel stuck. But I'm also getting that this is like sudden changes or certain surprises, like things just kind of coming out of nowhere that bring you more, I'm hearing like freedom, liberation, movement, you know, enlightenment. It's like that. Okay, so let's get one more. But yeah, where things have been stuck and stagnant, things are, it feels like there's movement. Oh, the Strength card. Infusions of divine strength while you go through changes. And then you have the Queen of Swords. I'm hearing justification. So there's some kind of, I'm getting like justice. So it's like you in the Queen of Swords energy, but it could be like over the summer, over the next couple of months, or the next few minutes, like you're cutting things away, like where it's like almost like where you have to be more logical, or you have to think with like, you know, logically about certain situations. But I feel like more than anything, this is about like being just kind of divinely protected. I feel like there's some kind of justice or justification. Justice for you is what I want to say. Like I feel like this is a spirit guide who like is around you, and she's like a warrior, like basically like cutting anything away and protecting you that like just, you know, doesn't serve you, kind of a thing. But you may also have to use your sword, you know, over the summer. You know, we're talking July, August, September, right? So there could be some points or a point where you have to be strong and you have to cut away a person, place, or thing or something that's just kind of keeping you in limbo or stuck. Or this could be something about, you know, within your own self. I don't know, but I'm just sharing everything that's coming through. All right. Yeah, see the devil. So for me, it's about cutting away the devil energy, right? But I feel like that's what it is. It's like kind of like you're very protected from this energy, but over the course of the summer, you might have to use your sword and remove someone from your life, or, you know, whatever this energy is here. It doesn't have to be a person. Again, it could be anything. Show me the Tower and the Hangman. Just real quick. Knight of Swords. Change, surprise, change, big change. Movement. Things happening very quickly. But you may have to, Knight of Swords. See, I feel like there's something about like where you have to be like maybe very, it could be a conversation, but it's like where you have to be very direct, very like truthful, honest, and very direct, maybe with someone, or about something. Yeah, Ace of Swords. See, I just said like I was getting like communication of some kind, but this is Archangel Michael again. This whole time I've been like it's protection, and I feel like this is a spirit guide, and you know, da 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 da, and then we literally get the Archangel of Protection. and communication. This is a card of like divine victory though, you know, like where the soul, it's like a soul victory, divine victory, truth prevails, justice is served. It's like that kind of vibe. Okay. Sudden victories could bring forward movement or changes out of nowhere, surprises out of nowhere. There could be a very truthful communication that changes everything. Okay. So again, there's like multiple things coming through, and I'm just sharing everything that comes through. Let's get a romance angel card. But whatever the tower is, it's bringing forth divine alignment, because if you think of like in the tarot, major arcana of the tarot, right? The tower card comes right before the star card. So it's like you move through a tower, things get shaken up, or like an example would be like someone that, you know, gets an offer for their dream job, but their dream job maybe takes them out of state or out of the country where they have to leave their family or move in order to have this dream job, right? So that would be like a tower, but like a good tower where it's like a surprise, it's a victory, it's some kind of win. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? So again, this could be many different things, but that's the energy, that's the vibe. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Spending time alone with someone. This is my like time alone with someone card, the retreat card, when it comes out most of the time, Disconnecting from others, cell phones off, solitude, you know, I don't know, maybe it's like taking like a trip, or going away for like an Airbnb for the weekend or something, but definitely like over the next few months, like, you know, having alone time with someone specific, whatever the case, whatever, whoever that is, you know, I don't know, but it's time to disconnect from the world. So this could also just be guidance over the summer. Again, like many people I'm reading for at this time, connecting in nature with self, you know, going on a hike with a friend, or, you know, driving out to Big Bear and, you know, getting a cabin for the weekend or whatever it is. I don't know, but stuff like that. Okay. I'm just looking down the cards that I'm channeling. Like I'm just seeing if there's anything else that wants to come through with any of these as I'm shuffling. Okay. The crowning. Yeah. It's like when it's literally there's a woman like birthing, there's a birth happening right here. Okay. So it's like the crowning of the baby, like when the, right? And that's what it is. It's you're in the crowning phase of your new life. So, you know, yeah, that there could be some disruptions, you know, right before things shift in the most beautiful of ways. That's when we usually get hit the hardest with inconveniences, you know, stuff that just feels like it's going wrong, like, you know, whatever the case, right? Initiation, thresholds. That's funny because I literally was saying like a while or whatever, a few minutes ago, I was talking about how, or earlier, I don't remember when I was saying it, but I was talking about the solstice feels like a threshold, right? So like as the summer solstice begins, the threshold, we burst through the threshold. And then on your card right here, Alex, it literally says threshold, and it's literally the crowning of the birth. So things are already coming through here. Okay, like things are already coming through. There is new beginning energy. Birth and rebirth, a seat at the table. You could be called to sit at a seat at a table. Like, you know, this could be like for work, you know, like conference tables, things of that nature. But it's like a spiritual seat at the table kind of a thing. Like you've completed some form of initiation, or you're completing this initiation on a soul level. And so it's like bringing you through the crowning process. And that's when, you know, the things start to happen and align, and you start to see things, right? Because you've passed through the threshold. A lot of blue, throat chakra. Like working with like the blue light rays, the blue frequencies, like literally seeing yourself like encased in blue light, working with Archangel Michael. But there is like a protective energy here for sure. What's crazy, look at the stars. I literally just spoke. I said the Tower card comes right before the Star card in the major arcana of the tarot. And then your last card in your reading is the stars. It's like the Star card. But it's, there you go. And I just said there's something about blue. Blue, 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 blue. Blue, 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 blue. Okay, more blue. Wishes come true. This is the vibe for the summer. Okay, so there could be a little bit of some, you know, a little upheaval, a little redirection. There could be, you know, a situation or two where you need to, you know, kind of maybe head over heart. Most of the time we're you know, it's like you got to be heart over head, right? Like you got to come from the heart. But I feel like there could be something where, you know, you just have to, it's like it kind of, you have to click into that mode of that masculine energy for a moment. But this speaks of peace, miracles, dreams, wishes come true, falling in love, falling in love, falling in love, hope, inspired, providence, blessed, nighttime. It's wishes come true, falling in love, all the things. That is what I've got. So yeah. But also a lot of like, you know, divine strength, a lot of infusions, like like it's like you're infused with divine strength. So maybe you're, you know, when we get infusions of divine strength, it's usually because we're needing that strength for something, you know, a hard decision, or you know, it could be like just healing ourselves in some way, you know, it could be a million different things. But like you have the powers of divine strength with you, you know, right now and through the summer as you move through the next couple months. So anyways, hon, that is what I've got. So I feel like I just like pull all the information and kind of just give it to you. And I'm like, okay, like go make sense of that. You know, I try to make sense of it and channel it the best I can, but you know, it's not always for me to know or for me to piece together. You're welcome. Yeah, right. I know. Last 2 years have been so brutal. Um, but yeah, definitely we typically get squeezed pretty damn hard right before the final push through the threshold. You know what I mean? And it's usually like when you start to feel like, oh, things are kind of flowing, things are kind of happening, like, oh, okay. And then bam, it totally throws you off guard. kind of makes you spin out for a moment again, like where you're like, what the hell, man? Thought I was done with this. Now it's even worse than it was before, you know, like it could feel like that, right? But it's always because the big, beautiful breakthrough is happening, right? So anywhoozle. So thank you, honey. Okay. Happy solstice. And last but not least is Alicia. I don't know why. Oh, never mind. I know why. I'm like my nose, like the tip of my nose, like it's like it hurts. But I know why, because I because I was like blowing my nose a lot the last few days. Trying to get that was another fun ascension symptom was the head pressure. Oh my gosh. Like beyond extreme exhaustion, water retention, like retaining water weight and just being like super swollen and puffy. And the head pressure. Head pressure was gnarly. So, anywhoozle, Alicia, my love. Alicia's in the southern hemisphere, so I feel like you guys are a day ahead of us. Like today's what, like the 18th or 19th of I almost said May, June. So I think it's like the 20th in New Zealand, if I'm not. I don't know, I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Anywho, my point is I don't know if she's on the live still. All right, for beautiful Alicia. For Alicia, please. All right, sorry, I like to get a good little shuffle for each of you guys. Okay, and I'm beginning your reading, Alicia. I'm beginning your reading at 3:33 p.m. California time. It's exactly 3:33. Well, there you go. There's a magic number for the summer solstice. And at this time, just, you know, about the season that you're walking into, except, excuse me, I forgot. For you, it's not summer. I know for you guys, it's winter, right? King of Wands. Okay. Alrighty. Look at what's on the bottom of the deck. The King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. And I just shuffled like a whole bunch. These are showing up together for a reason. Okay, first of all, the summer solstice is like saying to you that this is a time for you to follow, you know, innovation. Like it's like innovation, passion, you know, the things that light you up, taking charge, taking the lead on certain things. I know that you commented on one of my posts this last week about something about I had channeled or I said about like, I don't know, I forget what it was now, but you shared that you know, were offered like a really huge promotion, like by your boss and stuff. There it is. So this is like a level up. This represents you're going from knight to king energy with your own inner masculine. But for me, this also is this, I mean, summer solstice, it's the universe to me is saying there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of heat, and there's masculine energy here. So let's give me two more. Connecting with the Knight and King of Wands. stepping into leadership energy, stepping into leadership role, it ignites, it's highly activating for you. Okay, so if it's like at your job and it's like more of like a higher position where you're like overseeing like a team of people, or you're in this leader energy, he's a leader. He is, and he's like a really great, like, he's, for me, the King of Wands is like, he'd be like a fun boss, you know? He'd be like funny, charismatic, you know, but he's also like, you know, he's, you know, he really has the ability to like pump you up and inspire you and like, you know, all the things, you know, but he's also like a strong leader, like where he's respected and, you know, like that kind of vibe, right? So he could also be the kind of boss that tries to sleep with you, but no, I'm just kidding. That's the shadow side, the sleazy side of the King of Wands. I'm just joking. But yeah, so that's what I'm getting. Okay, is like stepping more into power, leadership. It actually activates and ignites more passionate and like just more parts of yourself that you maybe didn't even know you had within, you know, like there's this very accomplished and I'm very proud of myself feeling over the summer and through like with the solstice. Like I feel very proud of myself. I feel very accomplished. I feel very fired up. I feel like, you know, passion returning and like, you know, excitement returning and all these things. And that doesn't even have to be job related. That's just in general. But a lot of fire. I was going to shuffle and my higher self was like, no, look down. 4 wands. More fire. Are you kidding me? That's a connection. That's a relationship. That's divine union. That's a union. 4 wands. And there's like all these like clovers. Like this is luck. This is like such a beautiful energy. Dragonflies could be very significant for you right now too. Summer solstice brings divine masculine, a divine masculine. We'll say that. Okay. Let me just ask about that real quick. Can you clarify real quick the King of Wands with the 4 of Wands for Alicia? Like this being a divine counterpart. Frequency match, someone who's also like, you know, they meet you on your level. Could it be twin flame? Yeah, I don't know. But, you know, it's someone who is on your level, divine union. Speaking of twin flame, I do feel actually that I feel like that your twin can be very fired up right now. I just did a reading on that a couple days ago here on YouTube. Like I just did a reading about this insane inferno of fiery passion. It's soul deep passion though. It's like soul passion. That was coming through a wave of divine masculines that I picked up on, you know, and so I channeled like a whole message about it. This is that vibe right here, like straight fire. Okay. Hold on. Another card just flew out. 8 of Pentacles. Work. This is, look at this, talks about your work. It talks about your work and what you're focusing on. And but I'm also getting like, so like your job might keep you busy, but I'm still, you know, there's still always, there's this like over the summer you want to like focus and kind of dedicate some time and work on things that really light you up, that like just, you know, and I mean, it could literally be anything, you know, I don't know. Everyone's passions are different. Like what lights me up is very different probably than what lights you up, you know? But over this summer, like your hard work is like real, like everything that you've been focusing on and putting work into and effort and energy it really ignites. Okay, and the Fool just like keeps showing up. Okay, so you're on, it's like a new timeline, 0 point energy. This is official, like you are officially, like the summer solstice officiates like this, absolutely, like it's the Fool card energy. So you're entering the Fool's journey from the World card. You've gone through the World card, and now you're starting the Fool's journey. Okay, but this time you're starting the Fool's journey with knowledge and wisdom at your back, experience, right? Like you're not starting the Fool's journey like where you're like confused and, you know, like we've all been prior, right? Beautiful new beginning, beautiful new timeline. Okay, hold on. I keep forgetting that I'm that I have to use these other decks too. Okay, so let me go ahead and yep. Okay, so yeah, it's winter and it's, yep, it's Saturday over there. Yep. All right, girl. So, you know, even though it's like winter time for you guys, the fiery, hot energy and all this, it still remains the same. You know what I mean? So, and this also shows that it also shows like a new level and new beginning with your work too. But, there is certain things about soul work that are going to be calling in your focus and, you know, kind of demanding some of your time as well, I think, over the next few months. You know, for you guys in winter, that's a time, winter is a time of like, you know, like it's all good, like isolate, spend time. But like, this is like, I feel like a winter with, where it's not so, I feel like it's a winter where there's a lot of energy versus a typical winter vibe where it's like, you know, just nothing, you know. Chemistry, I knew it. See, there's something about attraction, chemistry, passion. Like, it is igniting over the next few months. Okay? Big time, big time, big time, big time. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. This is Mary Magdalene and Yeshua for me. You know? So again, this could connect with twin flame journey, but I just feel like it's just, you know, again, it's someone who is, they just got your back. Okay? And it is a strong magnetic energy. It is everything I said. Chemistry, like there it is. Boom. And yeah, so the universe is like, yep, over the next few months, these are the vibes, predictions. I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of other things happening in your life too, and other things that are not in this reading, of course. But let's get one more romance angel. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps that you're guided to take. Yes, it's like someone who makes the effort towards you. So again, you're just kind of in this new energy. It's kind of like, this is the stuff that's just kind of coming, floating towards you is what I want to say. Cause you've already called it in, you know what I mean? So, just stay focused on you, your work, self-love, you know, all the things. You might be called to take leaps of faith in certain ways too, though, over the next few months too. Like, you know, taking a leap of faith in a new project or a new hobby, or, you know, like a health, like your health journey. It could be anything, you know, but there is a great love here and a lot of chemistry, something magnetizing in, and someone who puts in effort, someone who, you know, acts like a divine masculine, you know, they're not avoidant or running or, you know, whatever. Like this is someone who shows up shows up. All right. By the end of your winter, I mean, literally, like you could be, these kinds of things are happening fast. So it's like you could literally be in a relationship, like you're totally single. You could have nobody in your awareness. And then bam, like 3 weeks from now, you meet the love of your life. And next thing you know, you guys are planning your lives together. Like it is that energy of quickness. And that's what I mean by like not your, you know, it's, the energy is not like your typical winter energy. It's more like things are happening, you know? So, yeah, girl, there is something powerful happening in your romance, passion, love life, sensual sector of life. And okay, because the card that just came out from the Rose Oracle is Rapture. Rapture. Sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, pleasure. Bam. I felt it. I was like, oh yeah, he's got, and I felt it. There you go. There you go. Some kind of rapture, love, ecstasy, pleasure. That's the vibe. That's what's making its way in towards you. But it's not just, you know, it's not just lustful energy. This is like soul depth. This is actual, like, again, you could build your life with this person. So, anywho, but that's what I've got. Yes, leading a bigger team. Okay, yeah, for sure. Yes, I just saw my twin flames brother in our local town. He was standing right behind me. Oh, wow. Yeah, isn't that crazy how it's just so funny how, oh, it's just so crazy how our twin flame is always like, you know, there's always that awareness all around us. It's just so crazy. So yeah, you know, I don't know where your, you know, where your twin is at, where, you know, I have no clue. But like I said, could it be that, yeah, and you being the divine, like, you know your twin's energy and where they're at and stuff, right? So, but, you know, I feel that there's like a new presence or some kind of new energy. So, well, we shall see what happens, but I do see that. So, you know, could be someone new circling around, coming through, coming in, and you know, totally shocking you or surprising you, you know. But could it also be the twin, like just super fired up, like feeling all the things right now? Yeah, absolutely. It could be that too, right? So, anyways, so that is what I've got for you, love. So yeah, so I'm sorry if you guys like, for some of you guys, if, you know, you commented and I missed your comments, or, I try, but when I'm channeling, I don't see everything. So thank you guys. And, I think I got everyone on the list. And yeah, so happy solstice. Cause what, like, I don't even know when when is the solstice? The 21st? It's when we move from, it's Cancer season, right? When we begin Cancer season. So like the next few days at some point. I don't know, or the 23rd, or I have no clue. But it's coming up in the next few days in the vicinity of, right? And then the solstice, or the, you know, as we shift seasons, it will last until, you know, like I said, September, whatever, 20th or 21st, when Libra season begins. So yeah, and the next few months are going to be I mean, I just don't even know, like globally, like I don't even know what to say. But it's just a lot. There's gonna be a lot, of change and whatnot. And um that's why, you know, many of us have been going through such, we've been getting squeezed, like ultra squeezed in life. Because, like I said earlier, we are the souls that have to be ready and be like more embodied and grounded, etc. That's why we go through stuff like way before other people do, or we experience way more in a shorter amount of time than most people do, or whatever it is, because it's like we have to be ready. So, over the next 6 months of 2026, especially over the summer, like by the time Libra season hits, wow, you know? And so it's like we have to be ready. We have to be grounded because we're the ones who are walking other people through this. So what we were experiencing maybe over the last 2 years in dark nights of the soul and just trauma cycles and like, clearing stuff and whatever, a lot of people are just starting to go through that, or they're just having their first dark night of the soul, or they're going to be going through it, over the next few months or whatever the case, right? So we have to be ready. So anywho's, okay. Have a good day, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to those of you guys who signed up. I'm glad that everyone's readings resonate, connect, all the things. I have to go check my video uploads now and see if they are done. I'm hoping they are. So I can email some readings out to some of my clients and stuff. Cause it's just, I don't know why, but like sometimes like I have to consistently check the uploads, like as they're uploading. Like I don't know how it all works, but anyways, have a beautiful day, you guys. Thank you. And I'll see you guys again soon with another live stream or whatever. And then I have more of the zodiacs coming. And yeah, and then like I said, I want to record that message for Jupiter and like where you have Jupiter in, like what houses you have Jupiter in, and like, kind of like connecting to your strongest paths of how to generate money and wealth in this lifetime. It's connected with your Jupiter big time. And so, yeah, so I want to do a video about that. Like if you have Jupiter in the first house, the second house, third house, what that means, how you're supposed to, or how you're meant to be making money in this lifetime. The ways that you are meant to, like the ways that you would acquire the most wealth in this lifetime. And also like your Jupiter shows you how life and how the universe wants to support you, basically like, like for me, like I have Jupiter in my 9th house, right? So for me, I'm actually doing exactly what I came here to do. And this is how I generate income. This is my job, right? So this is actually the path that I'm supposed to be on a soul level. And I'm actually doing what I'm meant to be doing. But now I'm also at a point where my work is meant to expand out, so, and we all hit those points, right? So I know that right now the universe is really supporting me as far as like how my money goes. And if I don't do these things, then, I will probably experience hardships or, more resistance or whatever it is, right? But like being a spiritual guide, teacher, that's what I'm meant to be doing. That's how I'm also meant to make money. Like public speaking and communication. That's what I do for work. That's what I do for a living. That's also what I'm meant to be doing and how I make money. But also like publishing, like I'm meant to, like some of the ways that I'm meant to be wealthy and like generate wealth in my lifetime is through publishing, my published work or writing books, like publishing. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean by like, so I'm going to break it down for everyone. You have to look up your own birth chart and you have to figure out where you have Jupiter in what houses or what house in your own birth chart. But the video will tell you. It'll be easy for you to kind of break it down and be like, oh, okay, this is going to serve me the most. And what I'm currently doing, no wonder it's not working, or no wonder I'm not making any money, because it's actually not really kind of in alignment with me anyways, or whatever, right? So anywho, all right, guys, thank you so much. Have a good day, and I will see you soon. Mwah. Namaste.